It was starting to get late. None of them seemed to realize it, but they'd been huddled together in a group for quite some time. But they didn't care. The only thing they cared about was keeping each other safe. Lincoln's parents were just faced with one of the worst situations they could have ever imagined. One of their children had been taken advantage of and hurt in one of the worst ways possible. They'd be lying if they said that the pain didn't cut a little deeper, knowing that it was their only son who had been hurt. The Loud parents all loved their children, but Lincoln was their only son, their favorite son. Lynn Sr. Didn't want the moment to end, but he did happen to look over the alarm clock by his wife's bed to see it was a little after 9 o'clock. As much as he wanted to stay with her and his wife and son and daughters, everyone needed their sleep. Bleep. Lincoln, Rita, girls? Lynn Sr. asked his family as they released a hug. What's up, Pop Star? Luna asked as she looked up to her father. Yeah, Dad, what's going on? Lori asked. Rita didn't say anything. She just kept holding Lincoln until she looked up at her husband, with tears streaming down her cheeks. I know none of us want to leave Lincoln's side right now, but believe me, I don't either. But it's getting late, and I could tell everyone's getting tired, Lynn Sr. pointed out. I think it may be best for everyone if we all try and get some sleep. A lot has happened, and even more still needs sleeps to be done. But right now, we won't be able to do anything if we're all exhausted, Lynn Sr. exclaimed. But Dad, we need to call the police. We need to do something right now. She can't get away with this, Lori exclaimed while standing up from the bed. I know, honey. I know. We will. But the police won't be able to do much at this hour, Lynn Sr. explained. And your brother has been through a lot today, and by the looks of it, he's exhausted. Having the police come to our house, Lincoln to only give the two detectives the statement, this could take hours, and worrying your sisters to death. I think its best way to approach it is go to the police station first thing in the morning, Lynn Sr. outlined. Are you sure, Pops? I think the sooner we tell the fuzz, the sooner we can get this woman behind bars, Luna interjected. Yeah, Dad, Luna's right, Lori agreed. Lynn Sr. started to take in everything his daughters were telling him. You girls have a point, and by that, I mean you're absolutely right. Honey, what do you think? Lynn Sr. asked his wife. Rita looked down at Lincoln, who was still hugging tightly, and then back up at her husband. I think we should let Lincoln decide. He's the one who's been affected by this the most, Rita responded. Lincoln then looked up at his mother. Upon hearing her response, he just looked stunned from his mom. It lifts something like this up to him. It sounded bad. He didn't want to think this input really mattered. He thought of the decision on what to do if it were to be made for him. He would just go along with it, seeing that it was all left up to him. Slightly overwhelmed him to the point where he wanted someone else to make the decision for him. Lincoln started to look at each member of his family he was in. Each one of them had a mixture of concern and anticipation, all with their faces on waiting on him for him to tell them what he wanted to do. Right now, though, all he wanted to do was hide. Are you sure you want me to decide? Lincoln asked everyone. Rita looked down at her own son's eyes. Honey, I know it's a big decision to make, and what happens to you is something that should never happen to anyone. I want you to make this decision so you can gain back the sense of control over your life and your decisions you make in regards to your life. She stole that from you, and I want you to get that back, Lincoln's mother explained to her son. Lincoln then took every word his mother had said to him and began to look around the room. Each person locked eyes on him and gave him a small smile, almost as if they were trying to support what his mother had told him. He looked down at his feet for a second, started to take everything in. Luna and Lori were right. They should let the authorities know as soon as possible. But his father was also right. It was late and he thought about it and more and realized how tired he was. In fact, he was exhausted. Between the events of school, his nightmare, and explaining everything to his sisters and parents wiped him out. He wanted to do something, but right now all he could do was focus on how tired he was. I think we should wait until the morning, Lincoln finally answered. Then that's what we'll do, honey, Rita responded as she hugged her son once again. Lori and Luna exchanged exchanged slight looks of concern over their brother's decision, but they could tell that arguing wasn't an option, and they looked down at their brother and they could only tell he was exhausted. It looked like he was falling asleep in his mother's arms right there. Lynn Sr. let out a sigh of relief. He was going to help his son in every day he could. But Lincoln had been through enough today and needed some rest. But the question remained, would he be able to rest? Alright, it looks like we have a plan. I think it's time we all try and get some sleep, Lynn Sr. announced to the room. I think you're right, dear. Lincoln, if you want to be alone tonight, you could stay here with me and your father tonight, Rita offered her son. Your mother's right, son. If you don't want to be alone tonight, then you could sleep here tonight, Lynn Sr. reassured his son. Lincoln started to consider his parents' offer. He was still in a broken state, and truth be told, he didn't really want to be alone. But with most kids his age, he was slightly embarrassed about how the thought of sleeping with his parents in his room at his age. He knew neither Luna or Lori would tease him about it, but without the rest of his sisters knowing the situation, he didn't want to risk facing any verbal jabs that his sisters may throw out of his way, even if it would be good and fun. Lincoln decided against this better judgment and declined his parents' offer. He can only hope that he wouldn't regret this decision. As the night went on, he hoped that his thoughts would not haunt him like the way they had been. That's okay, Mom. I'll be okay, Lincoln responded. Lynn Sr. and his wife exchanged concerned looks. Are you sure, Sport? You're more than welcome to stay here tonight, Lynn Sr. assured. I'm sure, Dad. I'll be okay for the night, Lincoln promised with a forced smile. Well, if you are sure about this, then I guess that's okay. But if anything happens throughout the night, you can come get me and your mother, okay? Lynn Sr. added. I will, Dad, Lincoln promised. Okay then, I guess we should all get to bed. We've got a big day tomorrow, Lynn Sr. decreed. Rita and her daughters weren't convinced that Lincoln would be okay on his own. But this was in another situation where arguing wasn't going to help the situation potentially make everything worse. Lincoln gave his mother one last strong hug and got up and hugged his father and made his way over to Luna and Lori, who hugged him as well. They all gladly returned the hug at the full amount of their strength. Once Lincoln released from his sisters, he bid everyone a good night and made his way out of his parents' bedroom, and his sisters weren't too far behind. Lincoln may have been staying by himself tonight, but it didn't mean his sisters weren't going to keep a close eye on him. All three of the siblings made their way to the stairs and climbed up to the top. Lincoln beginning to make his way to his room, where he stopped and heard his sister Lori call in to wait for a second. Hey, Lincoln? Lori called out. Oh, hi, Lori, what's up? Lincoln turned around and asked. Lori gave Luna one last look. I know you said you'd be okay by yourself tonight, but are you sure you'll be okay? Luna told me about the nightmare you had earlier, Lori expressed. Yeah, bro. I know you said you'd be okay after what happened earlier. I don't know if you should be left alone, Luna interjected. I think it may be best if you just stayed with me or Luna tonight, Lori suggested. Or both of us, if you feel safer that way, dude, Luna said. That's literally a great idea, Luna, Lori complimented her younger sister. Lincoln was starting to get overwhelmed by his sister's suggestions and continuous talking. It's not that he didn't like either of his sister's ideas, he just wanted to jump onto the opportunity immediately, after Lori had said the first suggestion. But one problem remained, the same fear that went on in his mind when Lori made this suggestion as his parents did. Part of him was still not willing to face a small amount of embarrassment came with staying with either of his older sisters. He once again went against their better judgment and decided to decline his sister's offer though throughout the night. But something he should have really reconsidered before giving his answer. Girls, it's okay, thank you. But I'll be okay myself for tonight, Lincoln answered. Lori gave Luna a look of skepticism, which Luna returned. Are you sure about that, Lincoln? Lori asked. Yeah, bro. I know you said you feel better after telling us in the rents, but I don't know if you should be left alone tonight, Luna expressed. Lincoln then started to sweat a little. Yeah, I'm sure, guys. Don't you think I'm a bit too old to be staying with either of you? Lincoln expressed with a forced smile and a chuckle. There was the answer they were looking for. Lincoln was embarrassed of spending the night in either of his sister's room, and potentially in the same bed if the floor wasn't any part to any of their guests. They were still confused at first. He used to stay in their rooms all the time when he was younger. And hell, they've all used to gather in Lori and Lenny's room on Christmas Eve to watch movies until they fell asleep because they were all excited for the following day would bring. But after everything that happened to him today, he was embarrassed by that. Not too long ago, he was clinging on to Luna like his life depended on it. But now he was also too embarrassed to stay the night in his sister's room. Something didn't seem right. Lori crouched down to be at Lincoln's level. Lincoln, are you embarrassed about staying with either of your big sisters? Lori asked innocently. Lincoln frowned slightly and then looked down at the floor. I'm 11 years old. I should be able to sleep in my own bed, Lincoln responded, slightly shaking. Luna crouched down next to Lori and placed a hand on Lincoln's shoulder. There's nothing to be embarrassed about, dude. You've been through something horrible, and I could tell you're still scared, aren't you? Luna asked. Lincoln looked up, tears swelling in his eyes. Yeah, Lincoln responded. Luna then leaned in and gave Lincoln a tight hug. Then I don't think you should be alone tonight, Luna suggested. Lori stood up. I agree with Luna. So what do you say, Lincoln? Want to stay with one of us for tonight? Lori asked. Lincoln didn't say anything. He buried his head in Luna's shoulder and when she hugged him, but he was able to move his head up and down to say yes to his older sister's question. I think that's a decision. Who do you think should stay with you tonight? Lori asked. Lincoln shifted his head from Luna's shoulder and started between Luna and Lori, who were both smiling at him, each with a slight hope that he would pick one of them to stay for the night. You would have just thought that someone would just ask Lincoln which one of his sisters he liked more, Luna or Lori. The way he was frantically switching between each other, the two worried looked crossed his face. Lincoln had been through so much today, and he just opened a bond with the two of his sisters tonight. The more way he think about it, the more he didn't want to be either away from them. Lori was right. Luna literally had a great idea. Lincoln then looked at Lori. Would it be possible for me to stay with... Lincoln began to stammer. A small smile crept across Lori's face when she walked over and knelt in front of Lincoln. Lincoln, it's okay if you want to stay with Luna. I won't be upset, Lori assured her brother. Wait, Lori, no, that's not... Lincoln quickly responded. Luna then looked at her brother. You want to stay with Lori then, bro? Luna asked with a little confusion. Wait, no, it's not. That's not. Lincoln tried to get it out, but was starting to become tongue-tied. Lori could see that Lincoln was becoming to get a little bit more overwhelmed and decided to step in. Lincoln, listen to me. Neither of us will be upset by what you chose to do. If you want to stay with Luna, I won't be upset. And if you want to stay with me, I'm sure Luna won't be upset, Lori told her brother softly. Big sis is right, Link. I won't be upset, Luna added with a smile. Now just take a deep breath and tell us what you want to do, Lori responded. Lincoln looked both at his sisters, who were both smiling at him, and breathed out deeply twice to calm his nerves down before he gave his answer. Okay, choosing between you guys, any of you, is something I hate doing, but I did make a decision, Lincoln answered, leaving both his sisters in anticipation. If it's okay with you guys, I'd like to stay with the both of you tonight, Lincoln said in a very optimistic voice. Lori smiled upon hearing Lincoln's request and stood up. She meant that she had told Lincoln that she wouldn't be upset if he picked Luna over her, but hearing that he wanted to sleep with her, as well as Luna, made her heart swell. Luna appeared to be doing the same amount of joy upon hearing Lincoln's answer by the way she wiped her head around and gave Lori a quick, huge smile. This was one of the best examples of why his older sisters and friends, for that matter, admired Lincoln. When he was the one suffering, when he was the one who's been wronged, and even when he was the one who truly needs help, he continues to look out for people around him and what they want. This is why he didn't tell them where when he came home, although through his teacher lied to him that he was looking out for them and making sure they'd be okay instead of trying to take care of himself. Lincoln was the most selfless person out of any of his sisters or friends could never think of. Lori then looked over at Lincoln. I was literally hoping you'd ask that, Lori answered. Luna then turned back to Lincoln. Of course, dude, Luna answered with much enthusiasm. Lincoln then gave them each a big smile, wrapped Luna in a surprise hug. "Thank you, both of you," Lincoln responded. "No problem, bro," Luna responded after returning her brother's hug. Lincoln was more excited that his sisters were more than agreeable to his choice, although thought crossed his mind when he expressed with his sisters. "Wait, where are you going to sleep?" Lincoln asked. "What do you mean?" Lori asked, slightly confused. "Well, my room isn't exactly big enough for the three of us," Lincoln answered. "Oh, that's an easy fix. We can just sleep in my," Lori almost suggested. In the situations like this, Lori would normally offer up hers and Lenny's room. It was the biggest out of all the kids' rooms. After all, none of the other siblings knew what happened to Lincoln yet. In fact, they haven't even talked about telling the others about what happened if they stayed in Lori's room. Lenny might start asking questions, and if they stay in Luna's room, Luann might start asking questions. This was starting to become more difficult than any of them would have thought it was going to be, but Lori determined to make sure that her and Luna would be there for Lincoln tonight, and to make sure that he would be okay. Lori was drawing in blank until Luna interjected. "I know," Luna expressed. "We could camp out in the living room. There's plenty of space for 3 people, dudes," Luna pointed out. Lori thought for a second. "That's a great idea, Luna." Lori applauded for her sister. "What do you think, Lincoln?" Lori asked her brother. Lincoln got excited. "Yeah, that will definitely work," Lincoln added. "Okay, I'll go grab the blow-up mattress and you two get ready for bed," Lori potentially commanded her younger siblings. Lincoln and then Luna nodded in compliance with each sibling, and they made their way to their respective bedroom to get ready for their improv campout in the living room. You'd really think they were just kids again, getting ready to watch movies in Lori's room on Christmas Eve. When Lincoln got to his door and he finally opened it and entered his room, he opened up his dresser and pulled out his orange pajamas he normally wore when he was getting ready for bed. Once he was finally dressed in his little sleep attire, he was all ready to meet up with his sisters. But this was just about as he was about to leave his room. He caught a glimpse of something in the corner of his eye, the stuffed rabbit Bun Bun. Other than his family and friends, Bun Bun had always been there for him when he needed for comforting or any kind of security. He was 11 years old, and he was going to be with his sisters tonight, but after today, all the reassurance and safety he could get, he decided to take Bun Bun with him. He grabbed his lifelong friend, exited out of his room, and made his way to the bathroom where he could finish the last bit of nighttime ritual before meeting up with Lori and Luna downstairs. Luna had a more difficult situation to deal with her roommate Luann, who had already fallen asleep and out of all the lights in the room were turned off. She had to be careful unless she wanted to wake her roommate and explain why she wasn't sleeping in their room tonight. Luna opened her bedroom door just enough to squeeze right in, keep right in the light in the hallway, entering the musician and comedian's bedroom. She hoped that when Luna was in her room, she sneaked quietly as she could, making her way towards a shared closet, looking for traditional nightshirt and she slept in. Once she found her prize, Luna decided to make a quick change right then and there in front of the closet. She managed to keep her noise volume almost completely silent throughout the entire process. Luna was all ready to meet up with Lori and Lincoln. The only thing she had to make out of her room without waking her roommate, which provided to be as easy as it was to enter. Luna was able to sneak over to the door and squeeze it right through the exit she had left for herself. Once she was outside, she quietly closed the door and let out a sigh in relief that no one was alerted to all of her sudden entrance and anecdosis. She then looked to her left and noticed the bathroom was free. She then, too, like Lincoln, decided to best to relieve herself before meeting up with her siblings. So she entered the bathroom and finished up her nighttime ritual. After finishing up in the bathroom, Luna made her way downstairs to meet up with Lincoln and Lori. When she reached the bottom of the stairs, she saw Lincoln sitting on the couch, waiting for her and her older sister. But upon further investigation, it looked like Lincoln was trying to hide something. Luna walked over and sat down next to Lincoln. "Are you ready for our campout, bro?" Luna asked, while wrapping her arm around her brother. Lincoln looked up at Luna. "Yeah, sis. Now we just need Lori," Lincoln said while holding one of his hands behind his back. Luna took a notice that Lincoln's fidgeting, decided to get to the bottom of it. "What you got behind your back, bro?" Luna asked. Lincoln's eyes went a little wide. "Oh, nothing. I just have an itch I'm trying to reach," Lincoln lied, trying to get Luna to move on. Luna raised her brow and decided to call Lincoln's bluff. "Oh, really? Well, turn around there and I'll get it for you," Luna offered. Lincoln started to scoot down to the couch. "Oh, no, it's okay. I can get it," Lincoln responded. "Come on, bro. You used to love it when we would scratch your back," Luna answered playfully, moving towards Lincoln. Lincoln was starting to get more and more worried. "I'm fine, Luna. I can get it," Lincoln responded. "Are you sure, Link?" Luna asked, with a mischievous grin as she inched closer to her brother. Lincoln was starting to get shaken slightly. It felt like cold sweat was coming at any moment. "Yeah, I'm sure, Luna," Lincoln answered. Luna was getting closer to Lincoln, and when she finally reached down, she placed a hand on his shoulder, a mistake that she would soon come to regret. The second Luna's hand had touched Lincoln's shoulder, his eyes went wide as he saw his older sister smiling. Tears began to stream down his face. At that moment, Lincoln couldn't see his sister playfully teasing him. He saw the monster who came to hurt him earlier that day, and Lincoln was taken about what his mother had told him about taking his life back to heart. Right now, he wasn't ready. Lincoln was lost in a daze and brought back to reality by Luna gently shaking him and doing whatever she could to bring him back to reality. "Yo, bro, what's wrong? Why are you crying?" Luna asked, while gently shaking her brother. Lincoln shook his head and finally snapped back to reality. "What? Wait, Luna, it's you," Lincoln responded. "Of course it's me, dude. We're the only two down here," Luna responded, while wiping away some of her brother's tears. I just thought Lincoln tried to get out. Luna then looked at Lincoln with a look of concern. "What, bro? What happened?" "All I did was put my hand on your shoulder," Luna responded. Lincoln looked down after hearing Luna speak. "That's how it all started," Lincoln answered. Luna was confused for a second, but the answer she was searching for hit her like a truck. "Oh my God, Lincoln! I'm so sorry, bro," Luna responded as she moved away from Lincoln. "When you kept getting closer, I just got scared, and then when you put your hand on me, it just brought it all back," Lincoln explained in a somber tone. Luna felt worse than she ever did in her life, and from that moment she found out what happened to her brother, and she vowed to protect him at all costs. All she ever was, a blitz accidentally, making her brother relive every painful movement. She didn't know what to say. All she could do was just stare at him and kept him hoping that she didn't make the situation worse than it already is. Luna thought that maybe Lincoln needed to be alone right now, even if he knew it was her, but she didn't really think right now would be the best time for her in this line of invasion. So she decided to come up with her excuse to upstairs. Luna slowly got up from the couch. I'm gonna go see what's taking Lori so long," Luna told Lincoln as she began to walk towards the stairs until she felt something grab her wrist. Luna then turned around to see Lincoln holding onto her wrist. "Bro?" Luna asked. Lincoln looked up at Luna. "Please don't leave," Lincoln pleaded with his sister. Luna then looked at her brother's eyes and only saw fear and sadness. It was safe to say that she hadn't to make the situation worse. It was already just as bad as it could possibly be there. There was no making it worse, but her brother was broken and needed help putting all the pieces back together. Luna gave Lincoln a sympathetic look and sat back down on the couch. Without warning, Lincoln wrapped around Luna a hug while trying to bury his head in her chest side. Luna was taken aback at first, but embraced her brother tightly, letting him know that he was safe with her too. To Luna, it honestly looked like after speaking with the parents that Lincoln was starting to get better and had started the process of overcoming what happened to them. But it appeared that he was still in the broken state. Luna couldn't help but blame herself. While Luna and Lincoln were downstairs, Lori was in her bedroom, searching through her closet and the sleepwear, along with the little blow-up mattress, with all the siblings could share. But based on the state of her closet, she was basically looking for the needle in the haystack. Lenny had already organized their closet and did a good job on it. A little too good. She was hoping that she'd be able to get in and out, no questions asked. Looks like that wasn't going to happen. Lori opened the closet door and looked over at her roommate's bed. Luckily, Lenny hadn't gone to sleep yet. Lori was just going to have to be very careful if she didn't want Lenny to get suspicious. Lori exited out of the closet and made her way very slowly towards her roommate and hopefully find out where the mattress was without Lenny asking too many questions. "Hey, Lenny," Lori asked her younger sister. Lenny looked up to see her sister in front of her. "Oh, hey, Lori, what's it like? What's up?" Lenny asked her older sister with a smile. "I was in your closet looking for 2 blow-up mattresses, but I can't find it. I know you cleaned it up recently," Lori replied. "Oh yeah, it was totes messy. Do you like how I organized it?" Lenny asked gleefully. "I do, and you did a good job, but I need to find the blow-up mattress. Do you remember where you put it?" Lori asked. Wait, wouldn't it be gone?" Lenny asked her sister. Lori gave her a puzzled look. "You've literally lost me, Lenny," Lori responded. "Wait, how did I lose you when you were in front of me?" Lenny asked. Lori slapped her in the forehead with the palm of her hand in response to her sister's question. "I mean, I don't understand. You questioned why wouldn't the blow-up mattresses be here anymore?" Lori asked. "Well, you said a blow-up mattress. Things don't just blow up and disappear," Lenny asked earnestly. Lori sighed. "It's not that kind of blow-up, Lenny. When you put air out like a balloon so we can sleep on it," Lori explained to her sister. For a second thought, Lenny snapped her fingers. "Oh, you mean the airbed? Yeah, I remember where I put it. It should be on the top shelf," Lenny answered. "Thanks, Lenny," Lori thanked her sister with a smile. "You're welcome, Lori," Lenny happily responded. Lori then ran back over to the closet, started searching the area where Lenny had told her to look. Sure enough, the blow-up mattresses were right there, where Lenny had said. Once Lori had grabbed the mattresses, she grabbed her pajamas and got dressed right there, in the closet as fast as she could. Lenny hadn't questioned why Lori wanted to know where those mattresses were. She wanted to keep it that way. After Lori had finally gotten dressed, she grabbed the blow-up mattresses and exited out of the closet. She made a beeline for the door so she could get out of there before Lenny could ask any questions. When she finally reached the door, she wrapped her hand around the doorknob and was about to exit home free, but fate decided to take a cruel for the oldest loud. "Oh, Lori, what did you need the bed for?" Lenny asked her older sister. "Fuck," Lori said mentally. Lori then turned to her sister. "Oh, I was just going to take it downstairs," Lori admitted. "Are you sleeping downstairs tonight?" Lenny asked. Yes, I am. There's a movie I want to watch and I don't want to sleep on the couch," Lori answered. "Oh, what movie?" Lenny asked, generally curious. "Damn it, Lenny! Why do you have to be so curious?" Lori asked herself mentally. Lori set aside her frustration and calmly answered her sister. "I think it's called Ace Savvy Returns. It's a movie Lincoln wanted me to watch with him," Lori answered. "That sounds like fun. Hope you guys have fun," Lenny responded. "Oh, we will. Good night, Lenny," said Lori. "Good night, Lori," Lenny responded as Lori rushed quickly out the door. As Lori exited out of her bedroom and shut the door, when she was on the other side, she let out with a sigh of relief, thanking everything out of existence that Lenny did not question any further as to why she wanted the blow-up mattress or why she was watching a movie with Lincoln. Lori was about to head down the stairs before she looked over the view and saw that the bathroom was free. So she decided it was best to use the bathroom before meeting up with her younger siblings downstairs. After Lori finished in the bathroom, she made her way down the stairs, mattress in hand, and began to descend down the stairs to meet up with her brother and sister. But when she reached the bottom, she was met with an unexpected sight. Lori saw her brother and sister in a tight embrace, and it looked like they were both upset. What the hell just happened while she was upstairs? She was about to earn exactly. Hey guys, everything okay?" Lori asked Luna and Lincoln. Luna looked up from her embrace from her brother. "We had a bit of an incident while you were upstairs," Luna responded. "What kind of incident?" Lori asked worriedly. "I was kind of messing around with Lincoln and scared him," Luna admitted shamefully. Lori felt a bit of anger come on as she pushed aside. "Is he okay?" Lori asked as she got closer to the pair. Luna then looked Lori in the eye. "I hope so," Luna answered.